You know, Sonic Team probably had amnesia since Sonic Unleashed, as I think they forgot what made Sonic, Sonic. The only Sonic game we can rely on now is fan projects. I played Sonic fan games such as Sonic GT, Triple Trouble 16-bit, Project 06, Momentum, and so much more. All of them are great and are really well made, but I have yet to see a Sonic project to really blow my socks off. That is, until Sonic Speed Simulator, released in April 16th, 2022. Sonic Speed Simulator is the best Roblox game I have ever played on Roblox. I was expecting a shoddy remake of Sonic but putting tacky gimmicks on top and calling it a day, but no, it was an actual Sonic simulator. I wondered how this could be until I realized Sega endorses this Roblox game themselves. Okay, where are you going with this? I hear you say. Are you saying SSS is better than every Sonic fan game in existence? Good question. No, I'm not. I was being dramatic. But it is up there with those games. Maybe in the top 3. This Roblox game is so much more than just a tacky simulator made for clout. This is a very fun Sonic game. Objection! I hear you yell in the corner. This simulator game couldn't be the best Sonic fan game. It's just a simulator game. Okay, fine. I'd better explain myself before you Twitter stands decide to burn me on the stakes. Let's get into why Sonic Speed Simulator is good. No, great. No, awesome. Outstanding. Amazing. Sorry, I got out myself. Now, this game has received many updates, and I wanted to go all historian on you all and tell you how the game changed over the years, but that would take way too long, so pretend the game released in February of 2023, okay? Okay. First of all, I have played this game extensively since the Reborn update, so I won't tell you how to progress in the game, but it will tell you of the main gameplay loop after you progressed. First, you go talk to Sonic and the guy from TSR to activate the hourly adventures. Oh yeah, I should better explain those too. Adventures are basically tasks you need to complete in exchange for rewards, such as red rings. More on that later. However, since I unlocked every world in the game currently, I can go talk to Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Nine, and the guy from TSR. Nine? You ask? Who's Nine? Okay, look, I haven't watched the show yet, but that's from the first episode of Sonic Prime. More on that later. Doing these tasks takes a while, but if you do all of them, you can get at least 200 red rings from everyone. So, while I run aimlessly around the maps, let's talk about them, shall we? World number 1 is Green Hill Zone, a classic that every original fan is tired of seeing. It's big, has many areas to run in, and is generally a great area to practice the movement that you already have. Other than that, nothing special here, just Green Hill again. World numero 2 is Lost Valley. Before the Rebirth update, Lost Valley and Emerald Hill's map design just sucked. Green Hill before then was just fine and looked how it did currently. But for some reason, they decided to not design Lost Valley and Emerald Hill the way that they did, and just made it bad and terrible and not speed oriented. But here, they managed to stick to their design choices, so good job, dev team. Anyway, Lost Valley is always a joy to run through, many curves and straight lanes to go through, bridges you can run across, bridges that lead you to high ground, rails. World 3 is Emerald Hill. Beautiful to look at, and from a distance, looks like it's huge and expansive when it's actually smaller than Green Hill. It even has a wee section to go through. World 4 is New York City. Just another Sonic Prime thing. This has got to be the biggest map in the game, as you can scour the streets, or scamper the rooftops, and even run across the highway. When it fucking works! So yeah, Sega wanted New York to be in Sonic Speed Simulator because of Sonic Prime, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that. And so they added New York to the game, and had 9 be the adventure giver there. I kinda wanna watch Sonic Prime right now. World 5 is Hilltop. Big, expansive, rail grinding fun. It's everything I love in Sonic. Running through one section, then the next time I come back I go the other way and find a whole new path to go onto. It's great. World 6 is Speed Jungle Zone, the Superstars zone that no one cared for. Okay, I'm kidding, but obviously Superstars was just Bias aside, this zone is pretty neat. You go running in a spiral until you get to high ground. And this is my Chaos Orb grind zone, because this zone has the most orbs in a straight line ever. If you need the XP task done, come here. You won't regret it. And that's basically all the zones. What all these zones have in common is that they are speedy, have different pathways, have a sense of wonder and adventure. Everything I love in Sonic games. These levels are really well designed, and I loved every second I was running through them. But you can't have a fun Sonic game without fun movement controls. I know, I played Lost World. So how does it do in that regard? Amazingly, without a doubt. In the past, the only thing you can do is run and spin dash, but since then, they added the boost ability. But before I go explaining that, how do you control? It controls most like Sonic Adventure. Very fluid movement, turning barely slows you down unless you turn too sharp and then you lose speed. You gain speed going downhill and you lose it going uphill. Spin dash momentum feels good. Boosting, it's boosting. So yeah, using boost or spin dash will decrease the energy meter, but which move is superior? Okay, look, it's a spin dash. Boosting is just good for maintaining a steady speed in general, and maybe giving you a sense of maybe you're going faster, but you can't really tell unless you look at the speedometer on the left side of the screen. But using the spin dash in the right places will have you skyrocketing at insane speeds if you manage to pull it off. Honestly, I boost any chance I get, but spin dash is just amazing to use with its high reaction time to slopes. And the spin rocket. Spin rocket? What are you talking about, bro? I'd like to think I invented this, as I don't think anybody else tried this, but let me explain. The spin dash was actually heavily nerfed after the Reborn update. It used to be like the Generation spin dash, but after the update it turned into the Generations 3DS spin dash. However, that doesn't stop me from using a glitch. So okay, if you're going at a high velocity and quickly spin dash off a cliff before going off of it, you will be propelled in that direction at high speeds. I've used this in time trials and races, and it feels so good to pull off because it doesn't really work well at lower speeds. So it kind of needs you to be quick about it. You gotta have fast reaction time because you can't be too late or you fall off, or you can't be too early or you won't get the speed. And okay, like I don't know why or how this glitch works, but game devs, please don't patch this, okay? So yeah, the movement and abilities feel great to use and is really fun running around. So the main controls are amazing, big whoop. Now if only we can use this competitively. Every now and then, you can compete in a race. Players who participate need to vote on one of 3 selected maps. No, there aren't 3 maps in the game, there's 5, but it shows you them 3 at a time. When in a race, you need to compete against other players and an AI. I don't know. So the one player doesn't feel left out when no one wins the race, I guess. Before, these races were just a straight line that you can complete in like a second if you're fast enough. But now, these are full levels. For instance, we have Green Hell, City Escape, Metal Madness, Emerald Coast, Metal City, and every one of them are fantastic. And they even have their own AI racers. Metal Madness has Metal Sonic, Emerald Coast and City Escape has Fang, I guess, and Metal City has Jet. And Green Hell also has Fang, I guess, but I can't be too sure, I don't really know. Okay, I don't need to explain why these races are fun, but I will talk about the race shop. Every race completion, you earn a set number of tickets. At most, 22 tickets for first place. Pretty good, but you know, since there's something in the shop that costs like 1,250 tickets, I'm gonna say it's a no-go. But anyways, there are boosts to increase that number of tickets earned in each race. But yeah. In the race shop, you can buy racer skins for the main cast, like Sonic and Shadow's race suits from SA2 Battle. I mean, everyone has race suits, but that's beside the point. You know how free-to-play games always have weekly content to keep the audience engaged? Yep, Sonic Speed similar does that as well. And Grind doesn't even begin to explain it. Now, since there was a midweek update for this game recently, there wasn't a usual Saturday update for me to showcase, so I'll show off the last week's weekly. Here we have a podium for a skin for Sonic and Shadow. How generous of them. And all tasks are locked apart from the first one. So in order to unlock task 2, you need to complete task 1. And to unlock task 3, you need to complete task 2. You get it. Now here's the grindy part. Task 1 needs to collect 2,000 Chaos Orbs. I mean, that's not too bad. I usually earn 3,700 orbs on a 4-hour adventure basis. However, the next one is worse. You need to literally grind for grind points like no tomorrow. Now, it probably takes you a minute or two to achieve 2,000 grind points if you're actively grinding. But you need 300,000. Oh my god. Yeah, that took a little bit. The next task is 500 hoverboard tricks, which is a pain since you can only perform one trick per jump. So I had to get on a spring and do tricks for like 20 minutes until like had enough, I guess. Destroy bandits. Easy. Next. Boost seconds in races. You get the point. These tasks are meant to be completed over the course of a week. You see, I'm not normal, so I did it in an hour. Even though the grind for grind points was a total pain, these weekly tasks just keep me coming for more. Especially when you get 1,000 red rings when you complete it. And that leads me to... So you may be wondering why you need red rings. Simple really. Friends. What, you didn't think you would need to collect XP and rings by yourself, did you? Friends multiply your earnings by a lot. You can normally equip 3 at a time, but I bought a game pass a long time ago for me to equip 5 at a time, so... Where do you get friends, you ask? Easy. You gamble. Yes, GameFan, the creator of SSS, wants you to gamble. Okay, jokes aside, you find these vending machines in each of the worlds, and they have friends inside them, which consist of slightly altered chows and maybe wisps. You just deposit a set number of rings in them and pray to RNGesus that you get the one that you want. Not me though, because these chow are way too weak because my chow are way more powerful than this. You see, a veteran like me thinks the most powerful chow in these vending machines suck. My power level is just too great for this mortal plane. I need something more powerful to level myself out. Something like...
I hear you, my brother. I, with the power of GameFam, will grant you this wish.
You don't mean... Fast friends. These things are simply over fucking powered. Just getting the weakest fast friend is more powerful than my top 5 most powerful chow combined. And that's just level 1. You obtain fast friends by the special vending machine that does not take rings, but red rings. 1 red ring per attempt, and the chance of getting one is pretty low. 6%. Unless you already have luck chows or fast friends, because with the luck enchantment, you can increase those odds from immediately 6% to a whopping 12. 12! And that was just the update from 2 weeks ago. Remember the midweek update I mentioned? It added a feature I was longing for. Stats for different characters. You level up your skin by running around in it, which then you can upgrade for enchantments, like luck, magnet, and whatever this symbol is. Seriously, I've been asking in Sonic Speed Simmer for weeks and nobody knows. So yeah, I'll be sticking to my Shadow skin for the time being. But back to the friends. You upgrade them by using red ranks as well. And you need at least 4 of the same tier in order to level up your fast friends. I never had to grind harder in my life before this. I had to get on Sonic Speed Simulator every 4 hours in order to get the 200 red rings just to obtain better fast friends. I've been on this every day for the past 2 weeks and I've only gotten 2 4 stars. Mind you, the max star rating is 6. Okay, that might seem a little overkill, but there is another way to obtain red rings. The lazy way. You do this by doing the auto run. The game basically runs for you, but it's only available in Green Hill and Lost Valley, because you need a structure in order to use it. You gain XP and rings automatically, and can even earn 1 red ring every 5 minutes, but you have to claim them later, so if you log out due to activity, well, you're kinda screwed there, buckaroo. There is a way to combat this AFK kick timer. 2 words, auto clicker. I only did this once, but I left Sonic Speed Simulator AFK all night with the auto clicker resetting the AFK kick timer every 2 seconds and woke up to... okay. so I may be a dumbass, but I legit do not know how to calculate this. I'm trying to go 1 times 5, as in 1 red ring per 5 minutes, and also adding times 480 minutes for the 8 hours I usually sleep, which adds to 2400 red rings. And I swear, that's probably not right. So, I don't know. Hey, maybe I'll run my PC AFK tonight and see if my math is correct. Or maybe one of you smart people can correct my dumbassery for me for not knowing basic maths. That'd be appreciated. But let's just pretend I did get them in mini red rings. So if you're not on PC, the auto runner is a chore, as you practically have to babysit it because after 18 minutes you are booted from the server. So I just don't use it that much. Okay, so not every game is perfect, and this game is one of them. So here are my quick gripes I have with Sonic Speed Simulator. The friends' power scaling is really bad in this game. Aside from the fast friends, they're virtually useless with the friends that I gained in the past, doing 20 times more than they can. Most loops and automated sections that are supposed to keep you on track and in the center just don't. So either don't grab all the collectibles on the track, or you fall off completely. The time trials task gets really repetitive after so many adventures, so maybe if players can create their own time trials that you can access in a menu or something, and then you can place checkpoints on a certain path, you can tackle a new time trial every time you log on. That way, you don't do the same trials over and over again, and you can even discover new routes to take. Okay, real talk, I am swimming in 400 billion rings with nothing to spend them on. The friends are pretty much useless, and since that's the only thing I can spend them on, maybe when you go to purchase a fast friend, instead of paying with a single red star ring, you can pay with a humongous sum of rings as an alternative. You'll still have the option to pay with red rings or regular rings, but anything will do if it means emptying my bank account. When you reach level 100, your speed and power levels just cap out. Before, your speed would increase at a ludicrous rate. And if the devs were afraid of players going too fast to know where they're going, then why have the speed percent modifier in the settings? I mean, it seems redundant for a speed simulator to cap out at such a low speed. Again, we have the option to lower our speeds in the settings, and in the current state, it's useless since we're running at low speed all the time. So maybe increase the cap or remove it altogether for the skilled players to show their skills. Except for races. I wouldn't mind the cap for races, as that'd be more fair for the newer players. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. I love Sonic Speed Simulator. It's the best Roblox game out there. I don't mind grinding in the game, and I would gladly fork over Robux to these guys. What they did was pretty amazing, and maintaining this game for a freaking year, updating it every week, it's pretty cool for a small studio. At least I assume you're a small studio. I'm not sure if you guys run a sweatshop down there, but aside from that, I highly recommend playing it if you somehow did not already. And with that, thanks for watching.